So wait, you're telling me that bees do not like jazz?
Bees don't like jazz. It's the truth. It's the truth.
What the fuck?
It's the truth. Because, well, I don't want to say because. Okay, you started the recording, so now I have to explain a little bit. Was talking about how I was binge watching I Did a Thing, which is a great YouTuber. And he did a video, I think it was just, do bees like jazz? Or do bees actually like jazz? So he went to a bee farm, a nice man with a bee farm, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna, whatever, you learn a little bit about bees as well. So it's a fun video, a little as educational as an I Did a Thing video can be. Right. And he put a speaker that has jazz, and then he put 2 little sugar water things, and then it was a fun experiment. So you should check it out because it's actually quite interesting as to whether or not they like jazz or not.
Which they do not.
They do not, but you can find out why. Because it's a great video. And then when you watch that video, don't worry, I'm not like spoiling anything, because the way I Did a Thing formats his videos, you can literally sit down and watch them forever. Because they're so good. No matter how old they are, last week or 3 years ago, they're the same exact energy, and it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
I enjoy consistency because, sometimes, and this is not the fault of anybody, it's just how it works as people grow. You like someone's videos, but you watch someone's videos like 2, 3, 4 years ago, and it's just not quite it,
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. Maybe they're so entertaining, maybe they're not entertaining, but it's just not the same.
Fair enough. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to An Education Station. I'm Zach. That's Arthur.
Arthur. It should be 102, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been slacking. I haven't uploaded 100 yet.
Wait, you haven't uploaded 100 yet?
I forgot, I couldn't find it, so I was like, oh, I gotta re-download it, and then I never re-downloaded it.
All right, there.
It's probably in my downloads folder now that I think about it. Hey,
wait, I thought I saw it up.
No, on my main channel, maybe. Did I upload it? Maybe I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't, because I did download it, and then maybe I uploaded it. I've been thinking, okay, what if instead of just downloading it from YouTube, I rip it from YouTube? Would that be higher quality?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Because that's a thing that happens. It's okay. I'm okay with admitting it because everybody does it, to an extent. But I know, the quality usually when you do it is hit or miss because YouTube has their own compression. But I do know when you download videos from YouTube specifically, like through the YouTube Studio, Creator Studio, whatever they call it.
Right.
It's dog shit. Like, it's actual dog shit. So I can't recall if it's definitely worse. You know why? Is because a long time ago, young Nuki, trick shotting on Black Ops 2, Zach, young Nuki.
Oh God.
Young Nuki. I wanted to edit, right? I wanted to get into editing, and I also like trick shotting. Believe it or not, I actually was a spinner back in the day.
Did the 360 YY.
Go on, say it.
Reload, cancel.
Oh, that was a good one. That wasn't a stereotypy one.
Oh, what was it? The
Fakey?
Tomahawk one.
The Tomahawk?
I
did hit a Tomahawk one.
No, where you use the Tomahawk to silence it.
That's silence shot.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you could do that. You could use a throwing knife to silence shot. It's funny because I was wait, hold on. Let me finish my story.
Sorry. I distracted you.
No, it's okay. I grew up as an MW2 kid, so you know how sometimes the throwing knife and the tomahawk are essentially the same thing, the same equipment as you use per game per Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. But some people will call it tomahawk by default, and some people will call it throwing knife by default. What would you call it?
Throwing knife.
Throwing knife. Okay. So if you're playing BO2 and someone threw an axe at you, you're like, oh, he hit me with a throwing knife.
Yeah.
Okay, I would too. I wasn't trying to ostracize you because I do the same thing. But a lot of people who grew up on Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 would say tomahawk. A ghost comes around, tomahawk. I think Advanced Warfare had some spike shit, but I think we still call it tomahawk or throwing knife.
And then the Modern Warfare 2019 had the fucking huge ass axe looking thing.
Oh yeah. But they didn't have a throwing knife.
Yeah, that was kind of bullshit.
But they didn't have it during COD 4. Anyways, oh yeah, that's right, YouTube shit. Back in the day, I didn't have got an HTP VR or anything, or a Dazzle or an Elgato. But I want to record my trick shoots so then I can edit them. So how did Anuki do it? Take a guess. Take a guess. It was not taking my phone and recording a TV.
Thank God.
That would have been better, actually. But go ahead, take a guess.
I'm going to guess that you used the live stream feature on your PS3.
Was there a live stream feature on the PS3?
I think so.
I don't think so. There was one on the PS4. I don't think there was on the PS3.
Or the Xbox 360. I know
I didn't
that.
have an Xbox.
Oh, I didn't either. Oh, that's why we were such good friends, because you and I
PlayStation.
both... Yeah.
PSN boys. You want to change my name? Yeah, we'll just make another email. Like 50 emails. That's funny.
Bro, I still have the same user, or like the same gamer tag that I did when I was like 10. Anyways, I don't have any fucking idea.
Okay, so this is where engineer brain comes in. Not an engineer, by the way, but this is my problem-solving brain. I found out while recording on Private Match, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can enable recording and go back into theater mode to watch the private match back. That's how you get cinematics, right?
Yeah.
A feature that you can do, literally, is you can... Normally, if you are going to do cinematics this way, you would get your Elgato or capture card or whatever, assuming that you're getting your cinematics on console, which is kind of what the vibe was back in the day anyways. No one really did PC yet. You would just record your theater mode, right? You would do your camera movements, your dolly cams, and you would record. Then you go, okay, cool, record on Elgato or HTP VR or whatever, and then remove HUD or whatever, and you do the camera movement. That's all good. I didn't have a capture card, but what you could do is there was a physical, like an actual record option, where it would record what theater mode is playing from when you started to when you or like you could press record and you stop record. And sometimes a little finicky when it actually starts and stops. You got to give it a good enough time. But you can do that. And then what would happen is it would find... If you had a COD, I think, a COD account linked, like an email COD account, or a COD account linked to an email linked to this, your PSN or whatever the fuck, your PSN account that you're using to record this private match thing. I know this is convoluted, but hear me out. All you need to know is that I had an email associated with this theater mode.
Mm.
You record it, you finish recording it, whatever it is, cinematic or a trick shot. Let's just say cinematic for now. And you record it, and then you can title it, description, and whatever. You confirm, it goes to YouTube.
Oh.
So you rip that shit from YouTube. And then I got my trick shots and my cinematics.
That is so fucking convoluted.
But it worked.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
I
right?
was really good at these hacky things. Back in the day, I found every single little thing to hack my way around doing things that exist because I wasn't able to do it. And the only way you would do it, even back then, was to solve it with money.
Modern problems require modern solutions. Yeah, it's so funny because that tinkerer's mindset that you have to do that kind of stuff just kind of isn't really as much of a necessity anymore. It's like, back when we would do like upload songs to iTunes, like ripping them from YouTube or like using LimeWire or something like that. That was just kind of like standard procedure. And now it's just like, oh, I just have fucking Apple Music, and it's like, okay.
Well, okay, that's better technically than piracy, Zach.
Well, no, I know.
Oh, you use Spotify? Lame.
Bro, I still use LimeWire on my fucking Windows XP computer.
I would, yeah, and it's got to stay on Windows XP. Otherwise, Microsoft will find you.
I will find you.
Timmy Bill will find you. It's over for you.
Stephen Bills.
Billy Gates. It's over. But what was I was going to say something about that though. Yeah, just his hacky ways. One way, because I made content back in the day, because of course I did. You can't find this. Well, you could maybe find it, but it was bad because it's like mid 2000s humor, which is really bad.
Content creator.
But the way that it was usually with me and my cousin Brandon, the one that I built the PC for. and the one I went to the Philippines for. See, before, whenever I introduced Brandon in this podcast, I would say the guy I built the PC for. But now I'm going to shift it to the guy I went to the Philippines for, or with. Maybe.
I went for him.
I went for him. Well, technically. Anyways. We would play all the time together because he was also PlayStation boy. So we would play. It was literally us every single. Come home from school, play COD. That was it.
How we would do it.
Yeah, that's how it was for us as well. And I wanted to make content because, of course, I was getting into this whole content thing, and I got my very first HDP VR2.
Ooh.
Yeah, 100 buckaroos. Bought it used, and it worked. It was really finicky, but it would work. And you couldn't record in .mp4. You had to record in .ts in order to get 60 FPS, 720. It was incredible. I don't even know what .ts is. Hopefully it doesn't exist anymore. But that's besides the point. I got my clips. That's all that matters, right? But I wanted to actually make content, so I needed us to call. But I don't know if you remember, in PlayStation, if you record PlayStation, you can't record you have to be in a party or something. Mm-hmm. Like a party chat, but you can't record the party chat and the game at the same time. It actually mutes the audio.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was a really good idea on their part, if you think about it, just because of how toxic game chat was.
Maybe. Well, I think it's for... I can't remember what it's actually for. But I think that's more of a side benefit that you bring up now. But if you wanted to record it, then you weren't able to. And game chat is the funniest things to watch on YouTube anyways.
That's fair.
Actually, Yeah. So... at least at the time, and I think still so as well, like Vanoss and KYR Speedy back in the day. Mm-hmm. Those are great. So, what did I do? Well, let's go on Discord. Okay, well, Arthur, how are you going to record with an HDP VR, the game, Discord, and your mic? Well, it turns out you can still record the game, and you can also record desktop audio, and you can record it in a separate separate thing, or in HTTP VR, I don't know, but it also still included the use of Audacity. Shout out Audacity for being an OG, for being free. So
Bro, we still used Audacity.
Of course. I still use Audacity for just basic voice computation stuff.
Same.
Because it's the GOAT. And you can turn it into dark mode finally, so it's great.
Oh, shit.
So I record my microphone on Audacity. If you plug... Okay, this is incredible. I think this was only PlayStation 4, though. If you plug in a headset into the controller, right, then you can use that as an audio. It'll go into your headphones, and that's all good, but you can't record that audio. So instead, you get a splitter. You put it inside the PlayStation 4 controller. You plug one end of the splitter, like a Y splitter, right? And not the one that separates mic and audio, just two headphones, so you can put two headphone things in. An aux or my headphone into there so I can hear the game audio. An aux cord out into my desktop. You go into the sound settings and you click on listen to this device because you can listen to a device, and then the audio would play back in desktop audio. So you can hear the PlayStation in the desktop audio while I'm listening to Discord in the same desktop audio. So it's just like normal desktop audio, like you would do in OBS. So you listen to that. So I can be on Discord and listen to the game, and it was fine.
Interesting.
This is also how I just captured desktop audio in general anyways, because I got used to the workflow back in my Anuki Plays channel. Shout out. And then I record my microphone on Audacity. Stitch them together.
Profit.
It just worked. It was so genius because I felt so proud when I did it, because what kind of random ass video you're gonna find of that working? It's me. I should have made that video. Y'all are not gonna believe this hack because it was a hack. I've never seen that. I just knew that splitters was going to be the future.
I think if you ever bring back the Nuki Plays channel, I think we need to do some 1v1 sniping.
Oh, I would love to do that. The thing is, that's going to be my big gaming channel, my miscellaneous channel, because I mentioned I was going to make a second channel, and that's what that would be. So it would be gaming. It would just be miscellaneous gaming content, things that I wouldn't be on a main channel, music, keyboards, etc. So the algorithm is going to hate that channel, but
it's all right.
It's gonna be a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
my second channel.
It will be fun though. It will be really cool to see you just kind of have that creative freedom where you can just run around and do a bunch of random shit and it doesn't really matter. Like, you don't need to have like any continuity between anything that you create. So it'll just be like whatever.
I am never. I don't want to be that guy to be the slave to the algorithm or anything, because I think I mentioned Timothy De La Ghetto, big fan of his. I grew up with it, watching his videos. Him and David So have a podcast called Dudes Behind the Foods, and it's hilarious. I watch it almost every week. Or I try to, at least. And they're talking about Asian content creators. So naturally, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, right? No, I'm just kidding.
My people.
Well, they're talking about how they were kind of the first ones, and it's true. Back in the old YouTube days, they were kind of the first one to create the groundwork of Asian content creators.
What about Nigahiga?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean them in general, like that kind of group.
Oh, yeah.
Nigahiga, Timothy De La Ghetto, Sean, David So, all of them, right? Mm-hmm. There's some other important ones I'm forgetting immediately, who I'm pretty sure ended up just being part of Nigahiga anyways. But it was that kind of idea, and then now Asian, like, I don't want to say tradition, like culture or understanding of Asian culture in general, whether it be a certain country or just Asians in general, is way bigger now.
Yeah.
Way, way bigger. So now there's a bigger appreciation for that, and that leads to a lot of thriving Asian content creation, which is great. The problem is the argument they were making is that they're succumbing to the same thing as the other YouTubers are doing, and it's just strictly algorithm based. Okay, garbage people are here. We're recording on Wednesday, by the way.
Sorry.
Well, we have to. It's all good. So, what was I saying? Asian content creators. They're succumbing to the algorithm just like everybody else, which is fine, because that's what you have to do. The problem is, the argument that they're making is that they are only making videos for the moment, but not any videos that are going to, what's the word?
Have like longevity.
Longevity, exactly. Yeah. Videos that exist and can remain. Mm-hmm. Because the problem with fighting for algorithm placement, I guess, if you will, is that the algorithm is only the current, and then it just keeps changing over and over again. Mm-hmm. So a video that you worked at, you put your hard sweat, tears, and blood and other liquids into, is going to be only popular for that moment, and then it's going to disappear and fade away. There's no long-lastingness to videos that play to this algorithm. So because of that idea, I don't want to do that either. Now, there's to a certain extent, you do have to play the algorithm, right? Because you have to. But I don't think that you have to be a slave to it. So I think if you can reach a point, and this is coming from a small content creator, barely makes anything, right? Mm-hmm. But I do believe in that it's more, I think, beneficial in the sense that it's more beneficial to you yourself as a content creator, and also probably your mental health, to just make videos that can do both. Be part of the algorithm, but also still be a good video that will just do well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because I don't even really think of myself as like a content creator at all.
Because we're waiting for that Zach story time.
Ah, fuck.
We're waiting for it, Zach.
All right. All right, fine.
I'll edit it. Maybe. It will take a couple months though, but I'll edit it.
You still haven't done that stream highlights.
No, I haven't. But I'll do it at some point.
Maybe episode 200.
That would be even worse. I don't even know if I have it anymore. I don't even know if he cares anymore. Oh, anyways.
Yeah, it's really funny because when I look back at those YouTube channels, especially in the early days of YouTube, that ended up making such a lasting impact, at least on me, were just absolutely like counterculture, even in their time. And I mean, we're talking late 2000s, early 2010s, like Nigahiga, Vanoss, like the Vanoss crew of all those guys. Mm-hmm. Just like a whole bunch of like really raunchy people that I probably should not have been watching when I was a young adolescent. But like they didn't care. They were just having a grand old time. Like you look at fucking Ninja Milk.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Ninja Milk?
Yeah, it's still going.
What?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
It's still a thing?
Yeah. He still promotes it. You can buy it on Amazon.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
I think Ninja Milk was it was a joke video, like God knows how long ago.
But it was
In early YouTube days, and then he made it into a product.
That's yeah. He actually has like
Yeah. I mean, this was years afterwards, after the video. But
I was referring to the video, not like the drink.
The drink is a thing.
Never had the Ninja Milk drink.
I haven't had the Ninja drink. Maybe we should try it for a boy Ryan Higa.
Oh man, dude,
Give it a shot.
But that video though, for some reason, I don't know why, I just have such a vivid memory of that video.
I can't remember the video very well. The only videos I actually remember are the how-to videos. How to be ninja, how to be, what was it, like
How to be gangster.
How to be gangster. Oh, that's a classic one. Ninja Glare. I will never I will never forget that. Ninja Glare. Go on. Give it a shot. Do you remember it?
Of course I do.
Yeah. It's the dumbest. It's cool though. Like 10-year-old me thought this was the coolest shit. Come on now. That's so cool. You turn into a ninja. Come on. That's cool.
Oh man. Dude, I never really realized how much early YouTube was just like a part of young culture especially for us and like our generation of like growing up seeing YouTube kind of turn into what it is now.
I think young YouTube is... okay, here's how I'm going to boil it down. Your sense of humor roots from the early parts of your life in general, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's when you're figuring out what's right and wrong, what's funny and not funny. And then, I mean, you can get with the times, of course, but in general, the root of your humor is going to be in those early stages. And since we're in this technological era, that's just going to be what YouTube videos you watch when you're younger.
Yeah.
Which is whatever it is. Whatever is the point. At what point do you start watching YouTube as a child? Which sounds scary, but I mean, if you think it's scary, then whatever. The future is now, old man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't say the same because that's us.
Yeah.
Our humor stems from Nikihiga, Smosh, Charlie the Unicorn,
Candy Mountain Charlie.
Candy Mountain Charlie. Oh, what was that? Happy Tree Friends.
Llamas with hats.
Llamas with hats. That's our humor.
Yeah.
And it's so bad, but that's really what it was, and just it is what it is.
So I went back and rewatched the entirety of Llamas with Hats.
Oh yeah, does it age well?
No.
It didn't even age well back then either.
Bro, it aged like lukewarm milk. Like it did not age well.
Yeah, I recommend not watching it without first mentally preparing yourself. And that you're going to watch something not okay.
And also with the context of this came out like 10 years ago, if not more than that.
I think Happy Tree Friends is the stem of my fear of gore.
Happy Tree Friends, and before we go any further, it looks like a kid's show. It is not a kid's show.
It is not a kid's show. Well, it was a kid's show for us.
It's a demented kids show. That's why we watched it.
Another one, Salad Fingers, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Was that in the same vein? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was more so creepy than
okay. But Happy Tree Friends was just, it's a kid's show, an animated kid's show about some animals and
doing things and stuff.
And it's not okay.
They get brutally murdered.
They get brutally is an understatement.
Yeah.
Could you think, wow, these are just cartoons. Oh, this is cartoon blood and oh God. Oh God.
Dude, they had that shit on Netflix for a while.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Netflix makes sense. Netflix will house a lot of those things.
That's where I initially found it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was an actual produced thing? I thought it was just a YouTuber.
I think so.
Or maybe it's a YouTuber and then they got it onto Netflix.
I don't know. I don't really know the lore, or I could just totally be misremembering.
Happy Tree Friends lore. So that's what a great sentence.
Yeah, I don't remember where I found it. It very well could have not been Netflix, and I'm just misremembering it. But yeah, dude, fucking Happy Tree Friends was my first like real exposure to like gore.
Yeah.
And like it's gnarly even like as an adult. Like I look back at it and
Of course.
I'm like, Jesus.
It's rough. No, I wonder if it's still on YouTube.
Probably not.
Probably not. That's how bad it was.
Now that I think about it, a lot of the stuff that we remember fondly is no longer on YouTube.
Yeah. You know, Grapefruit is gone?
I figured.
Come on. Come on. That was a fun video.
That was a fun video.
You know the sound. You can do the sound too. Do the sound. Do the sound.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
Not.
Go on. Come on. You know you want to.
No.
It's the same exact sound. You know exactly how it sounds like. You walk down the street, you hear
Stop
it. You're like, oh, grapefruit. Nice. And then you high five each other and then keep walking.
God.
On YouTube. I bet it's on Vimeo though. Vimeo has everything that YouTube doesn't have. Can't wait for the Vimeo uprising.
The Vimeo uprising.
You don't know. You never know.
I kind of lost my train of thought of what we were talking about. Oh, yeah. Like, I think early YouTube, Happy Tree Friends, Salad Fingers, just like all of that really aided in my dark sense of humor. Because my sense of humor is very dark.
Yeah, all of our sense of humors who grew up in the all 2000 babies, all of us have a really dark sense of humor, and it literally changes from dark humor to PC humor, that's what I'm going to call it, in like a span of like maybe 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Like it's literally that drastic of a difference of when you were born. If you were born to like 2004 or 5 or something like that, now you're part of like this PC culture, and it is completely different.
You can tell who spent a lot of time on the internet when they were younger, and having unmonitored access to the internet was like the worst thing, but also the best thing that could have possibly happened. Because like, you know, me being able to look up piano tutorials on YouTube, like that's how I started playing piano. I just watched YouTube tutorials and just learned it.
Yeah, I mean, my younger cousin, who I mention every now and then, we play Minecraft together. That cousin. That
oh yeah.
For the sake of this, for memorization, his name will be F. This is the first letter of his name. F. Fuck. No, Frank. We'll call him Frank. Oh, that's gonna be so confusing. So, Frank. He's got into making YouTube shorts. He's 9 years old.
Ooh, that's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary, but let's set aside the fact of what YouTube Shorts is, especially after last episode, and just think about content creation in general. And he just likes making random shorts of random things. Like he's really into Kirby, so he made just shorts about just Kirby. Like he has a Kirby plushie, he's a Meta Knight plushie, and then just making early young kid YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
Kirby fighting Meta Knight type stuff. And he's into Mortal Kombat. Very random thing to be into as a 9-year-old. But he's really into it. Like, really into it.
Talk about gore.
I know, right? I know, right? But he's super into that. And he made a short about, like, his... I mean, I don't like these shorts. Sorry, Frank, if you're watching this. You shouldn't be watching this. But he makes these shorts I hate so much. It's like... the same voice. My favorite Mortal Kombat characters? I don't know what you call them.
Yeah.
My favorite Mortal Kombat characters, and then they just list the characters. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, I guess. Thank you for showing
I'm
me.
really glad that I sat here and watched this entire thing.
I hate those so much. It's so boring. And it's like,
bro,
even the anime ones, my favorite Demon Slayer Hashiras, and they just list like,
all of them?
all of them, or like Gyu, and then what are their names again? Tengen or Uzui and Rengoku. Like, oh, the 3 that showed up already. Like, okay, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
What about Mitsuri?
You're right. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I watched this.
I'm glad that I couldn't skip through this because YouTube Shorts doesn't let you do that.
Can you just skip through TikToks?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I feel like that's a nice thing to be able to scrub through.
Yeah, and also you can.
But there's
see...
longer short or TikToks now. I don't think you can have very long shorts.
Yeah, usually when they get below the knees, they're just like pants.
I'm sorry?
You said longer shorts, and I was like, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, he's making these shorts, and it's like, whatever. Whether they're good or not, he's just making them. And literally the other day, he asked me how to make a YouTube video.
Oh, dude, I just imagine how satisfying that is to just be, like, instilling information about, like, content creation and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm not teaching him how to feed to the algorithm, Zach.
Oh,
He's 9 years old.
Like, I mean,
so you have to title your videos like this many exclamation points, or ellipses. You need the ellipses. Ellipses are important.
No, I was more so talking about, like, teaching him about, like, editing and all of that kind of stuff. Just, like...
Oh, so yeah, that's the thing, right? Because he was making, like, for example, this Mortal Kombat bullshit thing, right? Sorry, Frank. But, he's learning, even if it's very simple, he's learning how to piece pictures together.
Yeah.
And put text on the screen, right? The very, 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 very basics. And that's very important to someone. Even whether you become a content creator or an editor or whatever, those basics are where we jump off or where we lift off from. And like I said, you learn the most when you're really young, those early days. So this is a very important time for him to just explore shit. So if he wants to do random shit, do random shit. Don't jump off a cliff, but watch videos about people jumping off a cliff.
I mean, if there's water, then, I mean, that's a little bit better.
That's right. It's like Minecraft physics, Zach.
Safety bucket.
He's into that. He calls it clutch. I'm gonna do a clutch right now, and then he jumps off, and then water buckets.
See,
now I've never seen him do a successful one, but he understands.
I think that's a dream.
Yeah. He watches those, right?
Bro, I just think of, like, safety bucket from, like, Tobuscus.
Did you do a safety bucket? I only remember safety torch. Safety torch. Put it in some cave. I forget how it goes, but
Safety torch.
Safety torch. That's all I remember.
Yeah. I think he did have a safety bucket thing.
It sounds about right. I only know safety torch and diamond sword, and
Nugget
Nugget. Yeah, Nugget. Yeah. He did a redo. I think recently, he did a second version, which was biscuit and a nugget, and this was like a couple years ago, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but he did one. I'm like, oh, cool. Did you know? Thank you, Garbage Truck, for doing your second round here in the same street. They have to do it because
Yeah.
No, but I just wanted to say so because I'm upset. I'm not upset because they missed our garbage and recycling last week.
Fuckers.
Yeah, I think it was just recycling. They just didn't do it last week, so now we have double recycling. We're like, well, fuck. They're like, oh, sorry, we didn't take the recycling last week, so you can, we'll take double this week. For, I don't know, free or some minimal charge, whatever it is. If they do minimal charge, that's fucked. But let's just say for free. Zach, do you have 2 recycling bins?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So where am I supposed to put my double recycling? Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
what the fuck? So we just have a box. There's like a box out there.
I did see the box.
A box to put the rest of the boxes.
A box's box.
What was I saying? Captain Sparkles made another song.
Oh, yeah,
Did you see
saw
that?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it, actually. I keep
haven't
forgetting to
either.
listen to it. But yeah, he made another one with apparently the same people who did the original. I forget what it's called. Fallen Kingdom? Something like that? Right?
Dude.
The Viva La Vida one.
Fuck.
Yeah, and he made a second one, which was a sequel. I think it's an original song. I don't think it's a cover because that wouldn't really go these days. But same vibe, I'm pretty sure. The same people. He brought them back.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I feel old.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it? That was like even before I was into COD and stuff, I'm pretty sure. It is what it is. It's crazy, but it's cool. I like seeing these throwback things.
You know, when I think of super popular YouTubers who have been around for a long time, like PewDiePie, Captain Sparkles, or like Syndicate. Did you ever watch Syndicate?
I watched him a little bit. I watched his his zombies runs, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And then I watched, I think, because Captain Sparkles did it too, their Minecraft series.
Myanite? Yeah.
I watched that because it was riveting, and there was like a story, and they were role playing. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, that was like the predecessor to like the Dream SMP and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was so cool. Yeah, and like when I think of all of those YouTubers, like I think of when they were still smaller, like they weren't nearly as big. Like I think of PewDiePie's Insomnia stuff or like Amnesia.
I was really late to the PewDiePie train. I only started watching him maybe 2015s-ish. It's pretty late. But got there. Well, I'm not a horror guy. You know that. So gonna miss a lot of those.
Yeah.
Right.
I was super into that kind of stuff.
But the funny thing is I got into him because I was watching his, I mentioned this before, Corpse Party gameplay.
Oh,
which was
yeah.
that anime-ish RPG, kind of 2D RPG. Not 2D, because you technically go up and down, but RPG-ish game. Well, no, up and down is 2D. That type of game. It was like a horror game. That shit's fucked. But I watched him play it, and I was like, this is interesting.
Who is this PewDiePie?
Oh, and I also watched him play Doki Doki Literature Club.
Of course you did.
Yeah. I watched his playthrough. That was good. And what was fun about PewDiePie is like a really smart guy. Like you don't really that sounds mean when I say it, but you kind of categorize a lot of popular YouTubers at this is going to be super generalization, so bear with me. As not very tech literate people, unless they are associated with tech themselves. That is not because they are dumb. It's just because they're probably like there's no reason for them to worry about that. If I'm having PC problems, I'll just tweet at or I'll DM a PC person or like a PC or what am I trying, like an SO or something. I think that's the right word. Or SI is system integrator, like a cyber power or something like that. And then they would send me the top of the line PC for a tweet. Like that type of level of content creation. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that's just where they're at. Because if I was at that point, I would also be like, man, I'm tired of my PC not hitting 5 million frames. Let me just ask for a better one and I could get one, right? So who cares, right? But PewDiePie is a smart dude. When Doki Doki Literature Club came out, and this was like early Doki Doki Literature Club days, right? Where people are still figuring it out and everything, and people don't really know about for example, looking at the game files.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really important thing, looking at the game files. He would always look at the game files. He would have it open. Because I remember there was... Okay, spoiler real quick. Give you 5 seconds.
Oh, I was just going to start singing.
And then it goes cynical because Sayori disconnects from Discord. IRL. And then when she
DCs from
live. That's bad. But when that happens, I don't know if you remember, but it got all glitchy and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the background started spitting out text, and it spit out a file directory. And he actually went and looked for it, and then he found it, and he found the text files and stuff. And then ever since then,
that's right. Yeah.
And ever since then, he would have the game files open, and then he would as he's playing it, he would monitor the side and just check if anything changes. That was so cool. And at the time, not a lot of content creators did that unless they were live streaming. So then people could tell them to do that. Yeah. Otherwise, they would just, and this is not a bad thing. It's just kind of how it is. And you would play it, and then you would watch a content creator, and then they would play it, and they would just play it through without, going through the game files.
Well, you have to at the end.
You don't have to. Well, you do have to, but that's an ending thing. But you could have done it throughout the entire process. And it's very fascinating.
Dude.
And Pewds did that, and I garnered a lot of respect for that.
Honestly, this is kind of an aside.
Sure.
But Doki Doki was such a fascinating game on so many different levels. Because
Doki Doki did wonders to the anime community in the West.
Oh my god.
Twilight ever gone on Netflix? No. Demon Slayer? No. Doki Doki Literature Club. How else, Zach, are you going to get a bunch of Americans to play a weeb dating visual novel simulator?
Make it spoopy.
Make it spoopy. And then make PewDiePie play it. It was great. It was fantastic. Doki Doki was crazy. We already had an episode on it, but I still think it's like one of the craziest things to happen. And just how involved the community is, and probably how involved they still are, honestly. Yeah. There's a second one. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, they made a second one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like the actual makers. I'm pretty sure they made a second one. I don't know along the lines of what it contains or what it does, but there's a second one. I don't know if it's a continuation. I don't know if it's an alternate story, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a bit, but I'm pretty sure they made a second one like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Damn. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go back and watch the Not So Okie Dokie Literature Club episode that we did.
Not So Doki Doki.
Yeah. Just the idea that they wrote code for the game to modify the files in the game while you're playing the game, like
I'm sure it's probably like it's simple, but just watching it visually, that experience is really cool. It's the simplest things, right?
Yeah.
But that experience is so cool. I mean, there's been games ever since Doki Doki. I don't know if it's because of Doki Doki, but I would watch videos, playthroughs. I think PewDiePie as well, or maybe Markiplier. Oh, I know Markiplier. He did. Oh God, it was called like one turn, one chance, something like that. Where you play. I remember. I'm pretty sure you play with. You play as this kid called Nico or something. And I think he's like some cat kid or whatever. And he wakes up in this alternate world. First isekai. Let's go. And he only knows that it's dark and he has to light the place or whatever. And you only get one. It's one chance or something like that. And it's this whole. It's also a 2D type of game, but it's this whole big adventure where you learn about the world and the people and everything about it, and you make decisions. It's like one of those games, right? We make decisions, and it also does a thing where it kind of manipulates your files, where it knows your name, or you give it your name, it knows your name. Oh, what's another one? Undertale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they fuck with your files a bit too, just a little bit. Those games where it kind of has a little meta aspect to it. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, the game again with Nico the cat kid. One chance, I'm going to call it for now until I remember what it was. Every time you would close the game and you would reopen it, you would get a dream. And then Nico would wake up like, oh, I just had the weirdest dream.
Interesting.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
The idea that everything has to be polished and like, you're not supposed to know about how the game was made or like how it works or anything like that. Like that's kind of bullshit, because what makes games so fascinating is the fact that they're able to function the way that they do. And so when you can just kind of play into that a little bit, even like those games that will like say your gamer tag or say your name,
yeah.
like all of that kind of stuff, like Undertale. It's just so cool because it just, Doki Doki did that too.
Did they?
Yeah, at the very end when you're just hanging out with Monica, she's like, the reason why I remember this is because in Markiplier's thing, the name that he used was Markimu, and
oh yeah, that's right. And then they just said, I'm not talking to Markimu, I'm talking to you, Mark, or Markiplier or something like that.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, I was trying to fish out what game that was. I guess it was Doki Doki. Yeah, that's
so cool.
It's so cool. It's so simple because it's probably just like they grabbed their Steam name or something, and his Steam name just so happened to be just Markiplier, just straight.
Yeah.
And then for me, it'd be like, I'm talking to you, AZN_Anuki. I'm like, oh God.
I'm talking to you, little scrimp.
Zack Attack XX.
No, I haven't used that name in a decade. Leave me alone.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's so fascinating though. Like all of that stuff is just really cool. And the YouTubers that were a part of all of that, or like Oh my gosh, dude. The amount of attention that YouTubers like Markiplier got for different games. Like, I mean, of course, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
He is the king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
He's the guy.
The man. The dude bromance. You know, I feel like if he hadn't played that game, or like the other YouTubers that made it blast off played that game, it wouldn't have like the massive cult following that it does now, you know? It's really interesting how the internet has kind of had such a major influence on everything.
If I hadn't watched, you know, those early YouTubers playing Minecraft, which I can't really name anymore, I wouldn't have played Minecraft religiously like that. Same thing with COD in the COD community. I wouldn't have played COD for so long and still bought the current COD this year, unfortunately.
I haven't bought it yet.
It's actually pretty good. I like it a lot. At least more than Cold War. But
I mean, Call of Duty Ghosts was better than Cold War, in my opinion.
yeah, I like Ghost. Ghost was a lot of fun.
I never bought it. I played it a handful of times, and it was all right.
Ghost was bad, and then they released a patch like maybe a year later or something like that fixed a lot of things. Fixed the shoot to kill, or like the health and stuff. They optimized that. They just optimized the game in general to run better, etc., etc. And then me and my cousin Brandon, we played it again after a while. And like, oh, you know, this is not as bad as we remember. Because before it was bad. It was
bad.
unplayable.
Yeah.
But you know what was fun? The Extinction.
That's true.
I don't know if you remember it. I loved Extinction. Extinction was so fun. It was like zombies and survival mixed together.
Oh, dude, what was it? MW2 or no, MW3.
Yeah, survival.
Infection.
Infected. Yeah.
Infected. Dude, that shit was so much fun.
That was fun. They had it in MW, but it didn't, or MW19. But it didn't hit the same.
No.
MW3 hit different.
Dude, this is such an obscure thing.
Okay, sure, hit me.
Do you remember getting on top of the plane on
Terminal? Yeah. Classic.
That was so fun.
It was great. I remember I could never get on the doorway. I could never do it. So I always had to do a lunge. That was fun. So
I always got on the doorway.
Well, fuck you, Zach.
I mean, it was hard. But that's just how it. Dude, I wonder
who. Okay, yeah, no, go ahead. I'm just gonna say, who the fuck thinks of that?
I don't know.
Who does that?
But I wonder if we would still be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean like us being like capable. Like,
capable, unlike us incapable children that we once were.
No, like
now I'd be able to jump a sky barrier.
No, I mean like, would that muscle memory come back, and like would we be able to do it again?
Well, I think about how, like let's say trick shotting for example. While you weren't exactly a trick shotter, you do it every now and then with me, and you understand basic stuff like instant swap and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So think of it like shots that you've witnessed that you haven't done. Just shots that you've witnessed, and think about the combinations that you would have to do in order to make that happen. You're like, what the fuck? There's no way I can do that ever again. But then this was maybe like a couple years ago. Let's say 2-3 years ago. This thing called plutonium comes out. It doesn't come out, but it's really popular. It's Black Ops 2 modded, and you can play servers, usually like free for all servers, trick shotting servers, and you just fuck around. And it's a ton of fun. And so we for a live stream, I did one. So I just went on Plutonium, and I had a couple friends from the stream, and we just joined a server, and we just trick shotting. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. I'm barely gonna do anything. But no, I was sitting there, and I was doing all this shit. And granted, I don't do anything complicated, but I was nailing the instant swaps and the money knacks and stuff, and I was doing it.
That's crazy. Good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because I hit one shot, and it was really nice.
Dude, I that's how I was with like quick scoping and all of that kind of stuff, because I remember back in the day on, I think it was either MW2 or MW3, you were teaching me how to quick scope. And basically all like you spent so much time teaching me how to snipe and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, oh no.
I spilled. It's all good. Go on.
And basically, I started playing COD again. Pretty much the next time I played COD was MW 2019. And I was like, oh, dude, there's no way I'm going to be able to snipe again. And then I was playing with you again. And you were just like, fuck it, dude, just snipe. Like, it'll be fun. It'll be goofs and gaffs and lots of fun. And I was like, okay, fine. And then once I leveled up my sniper, I was just like, oh. And now, like, I pretty much almost exclusively snipe when I play Call of Duty.
Exactly, because it's fun. Sniping is fun. It adds that little bit of challenge.
And it's not just like whose ping is better. It's more of like who has better reaction time and like all of that kind of stuff.
The whole, I don't know if I don't even know if I'm part of this conversation anymore. But it's fun hearing, just and it's fair. It's fair. It's valid. Regular COD people were just saying all these quick scopers, they're ruining the game because anybody can do that. No, not anybody can do that.
And then they try it.
And they try it and they get shit on.
They go 0-20 and they're like, what?
Because admittedly, I understand the idea, the concept of, if you're a sniper, you're playing a game, you're a sniper, you're not running gun, you're kind of in a distance. Maybe you can move around, but maybe not necessarily old man snipe, like just sit in the back and hold a sight with a thermal scope with your balls touching the grass. Technically, I'm not saying that, but just hang long distance, right? You're not running around like you're holding a submachine gun.
Right.
But that's what we be doing. And, that's where the criticism, like, oh, you're ruining the game because it's too hard. It's too easy to do that. No, it's not too easy to do that. It's actually kind of difficult. Because if you miss one shot, you're basically dead.
Yeah.
You have to hit it.
It's reaction time and like
Accuracy,
yeah. Because if you miss, you have to unscope, bolt back, and try again.
Yeah.
And by that point,
that's a lot of time to sink at least a clip into you.
Yeah, but by that point,
if you die from that, then that means you suck. if homie misses a shot and is sitting there cocking back, and to be fair, you can have a bunch of attachments to make this faster, but it's still a decent amount of time.
Right.
And you still can't hit your shot with your with your MP7. Then who's the bad one here?
Right. You with your 50-round magazine, and I'm sitting here with 4 bullets in a dream, and I'm just like running around like an absolute crazy person.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I got pretty okay. Like, I could hit some cool shots every now and again. And I was playing. Who was I playing with? I was playing Modern Warfare with somebody. Modern Warfare 2019. Just on a whim, just because we were goofing and gaffing and having a grand old time. And I ended up hitting some like kind of impressive shots. And I was like, oh.
They're the most fun. I mean, I don't snipe anymore to like hit feeds or whatever. Because I mean, I never really did. I mean, maybe in the past, but yeah. I remember this one time I was playing with my buddy Rex. Shout out Rex. And he is a sniper. And it's so weird playing with actual snipers, like COD sniper, like COD. I don't want to say feeder. That sounds so lame, but like people, snipers in the community who hit clips. So snipers, and there's this etiquette where it's like, oh, make sure you're not flipping the spawns too much. You need to stay in certain areas, so you don't do that. You need to stay in certain areas so that enemies will go towards certain areas, use kill streaks in certain ways, don't push spawns. If someone's getting multiple kills, fall back, try not to die. It's so strange. It is so strange. But yeah, I just didn't have fun doing that. But that's also why I play free for all, because it's just whatever.
It's just fuck it.
Just fuck it.
It's a free for all.
MW 2019 free for all is one of the most fun. And Cold War. Actually, no, I never really played MW, but Cold War free for all was some of the most fun I've ever had in Cold War. But that's besides the point. I like sniping because sometimes you hit that really nice shot and that rush of dopamine is like, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was cool. That cross map no scope, or that really just that whooping, super super dead accurate black scope across the map. You're like whoo, or that or like a really nice solid throwing knife. The tomahawk in Cold War is so satisfying.
Dude, there were so many times where you and I would be playing MW together, and you would be like, they'll catch this, trust. And then you'll just like heave a throwing knife from like across the map, and then there would be that rare occasion where they actually caught it.
Well, I've never hit a lacrosse map one. I've just hit like really long ones.
Yeah.
But a chuck across the map as soon as you spawn in, that's never happened to me once.
I think I've done it one time in all of my years of playing Call of Duty.
I've never done it. It's never happened. It's happened once to my cousin Brandon. I remember this. This is such a hilarious moment where it was BO2 raid.
Oh, shit.
BO2 raid. We spawn in, just team deathmatch or something, because we never play anything else other than team deathmatch. Because, one, we don't like playing objectives. Fuck a B flag, or fuck an A flag, am I right? You know? Fuck that. So we only play TDM, and just spawn in. We both spawn at the same time. He chucked the throwing knife in there. And then it hits someone. And then we freak the fuck out, and then we back out immediately. And then we save that bitch.
Go into theater mode for that shit.
He also hit a triple, too. Raid was a good map.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I just painted such a vivid picture in my mind of exactly what that looked like.
Yeah. That same raid little foldy walkway area.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
God. Love that game.
Wasn't BO2 after this, eh?
Bro.
On what servers?
Or, oh my gosh, dude.
Slam some bots. Fuck it. Let's just slam some bots and drink beer. What a night.
Dude, that would actually be so fun. I just think of the one time we did COD Zombies with the boys. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, we did it on Black Ops 3, but it was a Black Ops 2 map.
Yeah, town, you know.
Yeah.
Town with the boys. You can play town with the boys for however long. You can never get tired of it. You have school in the morning, work in the morning. No, it doesn't matter.
Town with
the boys.
Dude, we
would never. Every time I've asked you, you would never game with me on stream. And then as soon as we're like, hey, we're gonna play some BO3 Zombies, you're like, I'm in. Like, that was it. BO3 Zombies is the one that breaks the camel's back on Zach. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, dude, there's just a special place in my heart for COD Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is nothing that I remember more fondly than playing town, getting to round 30 for the first time, getting to round 40 for the first time. Like, you know, that stress of like, oh God, I'm almost there. Like, you know, like trying to get to high rounds and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it was just such a satisfying thing. And, you know, I think Zombies players like Syndicate were the inspiration for that. And I mean, dude, there was I don't know if you remember this video, but I rewatched it not too long ago. Syndicate got to round 115 on
Town?
No, on Black Ops 1 Kino der Toten.
I mean, I probably watched it. I don't know if I remember it. I mean, I definitely watched it.
But yeah, I watched that video and immediately went and played Black Ops Zombies. And then I got to round like 15 and I was like, oh God.
I want the fun thing about town or sorry, about just like Zombies is if you get to a certain point where you just understand training, then in theory you can just stack and stack and stack and the only obstacles would be you run out of ammo and you don't get a max ammo. So you got to figure out a different path to obtain another gun, a wall gun or something, maybe pack a punch it. And then restart your train. I think that's when the discrepancy happens, right? Where you could
try not to die.
Try not to die, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zombies. I didn't grow up playing Zombies as much as probably you did. Mostly because, again, terrified of Zombies.
Didn't we play Zombies together?
Oh yeah. But let's say, remember when Black Ops 1 came out? Before even Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 came out, and I saw Kino der Toten. Kino. And I was like, this is too much for me. Oh, and then I also saw that one Zombies one. I think it was in single player. when you're like the presidents or whatever.
Oh, 5.
5? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that and I was like, this is a lot. I'm a young kid. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. But then I played it later for like BO2000 and stuff. Like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, dude.
Something about BO1 zombies felt way more gruesome than BO2.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was like the sound design or like the lighting and all the maps.
I think
It was
the design
always,
in general. I don't know.
it was always just so dark, and they can just kind of like surprise you.
I think the darkness definitely helps. The dullness of the game definitely helps. BO2 is very vibrant.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I went down like a COD Zombies rabbit hole, and I was looking at like world record high rounds for certain games, and Call of Duty, World at War, what was it? Shinonuma?
I don't know. What a word.
Oh.
Was it
well,
the first map? Not the first map, right? No way.
No.
Yeah.
So Shinonuma was like one of the first add-on maps. I think it was like the second map that they put out.
All right.
Some guy made it to round 10,000.
10,000? Oh shit! I wasn't ready for 1,000. I wasn't ready for you to say that.
So the interesting thing is that map was the last map that had 24 zombies per round.
24 zombies per round?
Yeah.
No matter what, even at 10,000?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That explains a little bit more.
Yeah. So basically,
were they like hard zombies, or was it just 24 zombies?
I think
Like roided zombies, or like the special boss zombies?
no, it was nothing like that.
Just a bunch of shitters, 24 of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's just how long can you just sit there and not die from exhaustion in IRL
How
or
long-
boredom?
Or until you get the red ring of death.
That's true.
God, I realize that there are people who might be listening to this that don't know what I'm talking about. The red ring of death. Basically, the Xbox 360 would shit itself, and it would have like a blinking red ring around the power button, which basically meant you're fucked.
Yep.
Anyways,
It's bricked. I think you could probably save it, but in general, it's bricked.
yeah.
You have to get a new one, which is a very funny idea, especially since now I'm a tech guy. So I don't know what the reason it actually. I now to think about it, maybe I should look it up. What the actual what actually happens as to why an Xbox would red ring itself to death. Maybe overheating. Maybe the cooling fan dies and it registers that and it can't sustain itself, or maybe the thermal paste is just sand now.
I don't know.
Overheating. It would have to be overheating.
But anyways, yeah. So I watched a video that was called "The Road to Round 10,000" on Shinonuma, and it was very fascinating. And then
That means it was a cut up compilation video, essay type video of it.
it was like
It wasn't the whole fucking thing, was it?
no,
Yeah.
that was like 90 hours of gameplay, but it was basically going through. Yeah, it was a video essay about like all of the people getting world records and all of that kind of stuff.
I love those type of videos.
Yeah, and there were people who got to round like 500 within the first year that World at War came out.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, if it's only 24 zombies, I'm sure some people were like, "Oh, let's see how far we can go."
Yeah, and it was really interesting because the health would reset, so like it would stack and stack and stack, and then it would do like a reset where the zombies would be like the same as round 1, and then it would just kind of like go through that cycle.
Because they haven't coded. Okay, at round 100, I'm sure they're probably done.
At round 200, we're gonna make it very, very difficult.
And then round 201, they're back to round 1 zombies.
At round 10,000, they're like, wait, you're still here?
You're still at Netflix. Are you still watching? This guy's like, he's just fucking Mountain Dude out, sugar in his veins.
Yeah. I would be, honestly, I have World at War, And
Yeah, you have fun with that, Zach.
I'm not gonna try to fucking beat the record or anything like that. I just think it would be interesting to see
How far you can go in a sesh.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
'Cause
Be a
I
fun
mean-
stream.
That
Or
would-
just a fun stream, be in Discord with the boys, just kind of autopilot.
Yeah. Or we could try to see how high we could get, or how high of a round we could get to on Black Ops 3 Town. That'd be fun.
I think every single time we've just quit, right?
Either that or we were just being dumb.
Yeah, we're just fucking around a lot.
Just gave up.
I mean, 3 people in town's pretty tough because there isn't really that many training spots. There's
Yeah.
2 good ones, that staircase and then that other kind of back alley area.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 were boxes and then the bowling alley area-ish. Sucks ass.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as there's 3 people, it's just not great. And ideally, town is best with 1 person. So that way you can hog both those 2 good training spots. And then you can turn it into 1 big training spot.
Or one strat that I found that was really nice was like going between the jug building and the box location in that bar. It went cross.
That'd be fun. Yeah, let's do a town stream. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Just let me know when. I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm running around like an absolute crazy person. So
Yeah, but you got time for some town, Zach. Come on now. Everyone has time for town.
I know.
Everyone has time for town. Come on now.
Listen, all right. I'm trying to be a good adult, and
It's not me saying it, it's you saying it. Everybody has time for town.
listen here.
Say it now. Say it now. Say it with me. Everyone has.
Time for town.
Everyone has time for town. That's right.
Everyone has town for time.
Town for time. Time for town. So yeah, play some. If you haven't already, download BO3. Or install it. Or buy it or whatever. I don't even think you can get it by Jack means. So even if I were to winky face it, I don't think you can. I mean, you probably could. You can do it for anything, but it's probably more difficult. These days, I think it's harder to get a CD. I know back in the day, like those CD, not CD-ROM, those game code games, such as blankblanka.com and stuff. Those type of sites. Those were. If you missed out on that, I'm so sorry because those were some good deals. Those are very good deals on games. I don't know why they exist or how they got them. I'm not going to question it. I got my games. I walked out. It is what it is.
Got my game codes and I'm leaving.
Got my codes and I'm leaving. Not going to, I'm not not a bad guy. It's just I was presented an offer and I accepted the offer. That's all.
I'm trying to think. I might still have a game that I got from one of those, like on my PC.
Oh, yeah. I mean, usually it was just COD for me.
So you didn't have to buy every COD?
Yeah, well, I mean, before I bought the CODs on console because I got my cinematics on console all the way up to like Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
So as soon as I moved to PC, I was like, well, I'm gonna buy the games again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 14. Where am I going to procure that money?
You're like, I've spent $400 on Call of Duty games.
Yeah, what am I going to do? So slammed them on those sites. I mean, I already own the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This so bullshit. Like I already own. I have the game.
I
still have the receipt. I don't. But if I did, I should just show the receipt to Steam, and Steam would be like, "Oh yeah, I got the game. All right, sure, just download BO2." All right, bet, man, thanks. What's the problem?
I bet.
I own the game.
But not for that console.
You don't own the game, Zach. You own the right to play the game on this specific distributed device. You are leasing the game for a undisputed amount of time.
Indeterminate
Indeterminate amount of time.
Yes.
That is all. Until the console dies. Rest in peace, all the people that bought, what was it, Wii U games or Wii games or whatever on the online store?
Wii U.
I think it was Wii U, right?
Yeah.
And then they shut down their services. So this is again the conversation of physical media.
Yeah.
If you have the discs, you're fine. But if you bought it online, you're fucked.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Bro, I remember when the online for the original Wii kind of went away.
Mm-hmm.
It was so tragic.
I don't really remember when because I stopped playing the Wii and then I just, played the Wii again. It just was gone. Not that I ever really did online Wii. Yeah, I don't think I ever did. I don't know if... I mean, the only online I did was Smash. And it wasn't even that much because I never played like that.
Smash with the boys.
Smash with the boys.
And then maybe play Smash afterwards.
And then maybe play Smash Brothers afterwards. I mean, Wii Smash was cool. This was before people got fucking cracked. So...
I don't know, man. There were still...
Well, I was doing okay on online. If you go online now... Oh, you better be ready to dodge that bubble. You better learn how to manage that bubble, Zach.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're fucked.
Dead.
You're done for. I could never play online or against people that are competent. I'm not even competent anymore.
I'm not either. Honestly,
I thought I was good. Now I'm not even competent. Even if I had the same exact skill as I did when I was younger, I would not even be close to competent.
Dude, Smash Bros. Melee was the best at ruining friendships. Like, I've almost gotten into fist fights over Smash Melee.
Smash Melee is a tough one. I never got too into it. Mostly because I grew up on just the Wii, Smash Brawl, I think is what Wii, right? Yeah, Brawl was the Wii. I played that the most. Got all the characters. Didn't quite get all the trophies. That's a bit tough. But also, this was a time where you don't really look things... Well, you could look things up, but it wasn't really the thing. Unless you were really going for those gamer points. Otherwise, got all the characters, did all the quests. 100% it did in that regard.
I think I did that with Melee. Because I had a GameCube growing up.
I did as well. I still have it.
I still have mine too.
Word.
Bro. LAN party it?
LAN party. I have the old box, a little tiny box TV as well.
Do I have one still? I think I do.
We just keep it because you got to keep it. I was trying so hard to find a... I mean, I did. I bought an adapter for it to see if we can, like, put it behind me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, now that I think about it, it's definitely not going to fit in this shelf. But to have, like, a laptop just kind of display something on that TV.
Yeah.
The little box TV. That'd be really fun.
Dude, I was trying to figure that out for, like, my streaming setup.
I mean, there's RCA to HDMI adapters. Do they work? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
They don't.
They don't? It's like, they don't.
No, because, yeah, it doesn't like to work as an input for, like...
Right. Well, you need a really fancy one. I've seen like full boxes. Like you can't get like a little shitter one because that definitely does not work.
I bought one of the boxes and it didn't fucking work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's tragic. I gotta try mine then, which I am 1,000% sure won't work. But I have it. It was cheap. It's like, I mean,
When in Rome.
When in Rome, you never know. Well, it'll be a thing where it works one time, then doesn't work the other time, and it works sometimes. Which is my Switch right now. I spit. That was gross. I've been trying to stream my Switch. It's an absolute nightmare.
Oh no.
I've gotten it to work sometimes, and then it doesn't work other times. Even though I don't change anything.
Gotta love technology.
And nothing is different. Everything is plugged in correctly. Everything. So there's absolutely nothing wrong, nor has there been changes since the last time I've used it. It doesn't work.
What the fuck?
But sometimes it does. So I was like, all right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's just
Nintendo.
Thanks, Nintendo. It's just console. It's console. This is why everybody moved from console to PC. Because console, especially like recording and streaming, because now that people are doing recording and streaming more these days, it's just a hassle. It's so annoying to work with a capture card.
Yeah. When
literally the capture card is a very basic thing, but it just sometimes just can't do it for no reason at all. This is why I hate troubleshooting capture cards, because this is why I don't do it.
You're like, it's either it works or it doesn't.
Either it works or it doesn't work. Even myself, it either works or it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they found like jank ways to make sure it works, and the fact that you even have to do that is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should not be a thing. It should just work. You plug in the HDMI and the USB, and that's it.
Stonks.
There is absolutely no other thing to do other than that.
Yeah.
So why does it not work? I couldn't tell you. It just doesn't. The ones and zeros don't align, but sometimes they do.
sometimes the ones and zeros agree with the other ones and zeros, and then other times they're beefing over turf.
Yes. So this is why, I don't know, I want to redo my setup again. I want to make it more simple because I realize it's just way too busy. There's a lot of USB devices, a lot of powered devices and stuff. It's really bad. But
I mean, believe it or not, I think it was worse at one point.
oh, for sure it was. Well, it's not worse. It's the same. Actually, it is worse now because there's more things plugged in. You just don't see it because I tie it down underneath my desk.
So many USB devices.
There's way too much. And I don't know what I have to really plan out what I need and don't need. And I have to really plan out. I don't know. It's just so much. I really dream of something more minimalistic, but it just can't happen because I just have too many USB devices in general that I need.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know what's really tough? Like, what's something that's really annoying? I might have a USB hub, a powered one too. So it's whether it's good or not, I don't know, but it's powered, so it should be better. And my webcams don't like even if I use both Canon EOS webcam utility, just USB to USB, or a capture card, literally a cam link 4K. Doesn't work on that. Doesn't work on the back of my PC. It only works on my front I/O.
What?
The front panel USB. It's the only one it works on.
That's
Why?
Stupid.
Why? I couldn't tell. I could not tell you. There is absolutely no reason for why. It just doesn't work. Unless it's on the front panel. So that's why there's a bunch of cables, ugly cables sticking out of the front of my PC that I hate.
That's some bullshit.
And I couldn't tell you why. It just doesn't work. It's just how tech works. It doesn't.
It's how tech works. It doesn't.
I have a love-hate relationship with troubleshooting with people online because I'm the tech guy online. That's what I do. I help people with computers and keyboards, and it's just what I do.
Now that I think about it, you've helped me build my PC. You helped me build the keyboard I now have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I help people with all their tech stuff. PC, headphones, keyboards, audio, all mics, things, all these things. I help them out. But sometimes it's literally just, hey man, I couldn't tell you what's wrong.
This shit brokey.
Like there's just, but that's not. I will never just say it. Listen, your computers doesn't work. That's stupid, right? I can't fix anything. I'm not certified to do so.
Right.
Right. And I'm also not confident to say, hey, buy this, buy that. Well, I mean, but I will suggest it at least because if I'm going to troubleshoot, my goal is to find where the problem lies, and then you can figure out what you want to do about it.
Right.
Whether it be replace it, try and fix it, et cetera, right? So problem with the GPU, CPU, whatever, and that's the basics of it, right? So that's all I'm trying to figure out. But sometimes, like, I'll have my leads. It's probably this, it's probably this, it's probably this. There's no way for me to check which one. Like, I can narrow it down, and that's a good thing, sure. Or I can literally narrow it down to one thing. And it's like, yeah, but it should work. Like, there's absolutely no reason why this doesn't work. You have it correct. You installed it correct. I watched you do it correct, whether it's software or hardware. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't work.
That shit brokey.
It's just that's it.
Yeah.
And then, craziest thing, hit me up the next day. Oh, it works now. I'm like, oh, great. Of course it just works now, right? Of course.
Sometimes it's very interesting how that works, right? Like, it'll go from just not working at all, and then you just turn it off,
and then turn it back on.
Precisely.
Just power cycle. It's a very basic thing. It's very funny because it's a meme. Oh, have you tried turning it on and off again? And like, yes, I did. Well, have you done it again? Because sometimes after like the third one, it'll work. I don't know. It just does.
It's like blowing on an N64 cartridge. For some reason,
Which actually works.
I don't know why.
Blowing on a cartridge works. I don't know. You're blowing off dust. You're putting your human juices inside of it. I don't know. But it works. There was I just did a keyboard. I didn't do it, but I think I mentioned this. I went to the Philippines and while I was there, I met a friend there, Nathan. Shout out Nathan. And I got his keyboard because homie Pulse, he commissioned Nathan. Okay, this is convoluted. Pulse commissioned Nathan for a keyboard. Problem is, Nathan's in the Philippines. Pulse is in the States. Hard to ship it. I happen to go to the Philippines. Oh, sick. good timing. I procure the keyboard. I go back to the States with the keyboard. I ship the keyboard to Pulse. Easy peasy, right? And kind of it was. It kind of was, and it was a fun project too because I had to fix a couple things. I had to desolder some sockets because I had to change from different layouts. So it was a fun project for me as well to see if I can do it, and it was pretty good. And then I do my thing. I test the keyboard for a week, no problems, and I ship it out. So he gets the keyboard.
Guess what?
Yeah, guess what? Guess what?
Shit broken.
Shit broken. I don't know if did I show you the keyboard or no?
I think you did, yeah.
You might have. Did I show you the box?
No.
Okay, this box was fucking huge. It was fucking massive. It's not even. It does not fit in my standard 18 by 10 by 6 boxes that I use for keyboards. It's massive, and it's padded the fuck up inside too. Like it's really in there. So there cannot be any physical damage. Even if the box is damaged, there's no way. Even if the outside box and the inside box gets damaged, there's no way that keyboard's getting touched. But his left control doesn't work. Can you guess how we fixed it? Not me, him. Guess how he fixed it.
Unplug, replug.
We tried that. This is even better, Zach. He took the switch out, and he blew into the socket. Then put the switch back in, and now it works.
What?
Now, Zach, do you know how stupid it sounds for me to put? Okay, keyboard doesn't work. All right, cool. Unplug, replug, try a different switch, check the sockets, blow on that hoe. Try a different switch. Like that blow on that bitch is now part of my troubleshooting routine. You know how stupid that is? You know what I gotta hey, Anuki, my keyboard doesn't work. Did you try blowing the socket yet? Shut the fuck up, blocked. Like, who's gonna, you know what I mean?
Have you tried giving it the N64 treatment?
Have you tried giving it CPR? What am I, that's so stupid. I don't know, did dust go into it? I don't know. The switch has been in there the whole time. How did dust get in there? I don't know.
What?
Tech sucks, Zach. This is why I don't ask me about tech. I'm just kidding. I'll still answer, but troubleshooting. I feel like even though I'm not certified to do it, I still feel bad whenever I can't, like something like that happens, or I can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. But it's not that I can't figure it out. It's just it's always something stupid. It's always something stupid. And to be fair, a stupid solution or a stupid problem is always the best problem.
Right.
Because then there's usually a stupid problem is always the best problem because there's a stupid solution. Mm-hmm. Just a slightly unseated RAM or something silly like that. That's it. And then so you don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to do anything else. And even though you put a bunch of work in, at least we got a solution. But the worst thing is not even if it's like a hard solution or anything like that. It's if you can't find the solution or you can't find the problem. That's the worst. That's the worst for someone who works with tech. And I hate when that happens. So it sucks because sometimes I do a bunch of work. I go through the troubleshooting routine and really try and figure it out. Spend a lot of time, and it is a stupid solution. And I'm like, man, but at least we got there.
Right. I just realized, weren't we going to try to talk about Parasite?
Oh, we were going to talk about Parasite. What are we at right now? An hour and a half?
Hour 22.
All right. So, Parasite.
Segues are weird.
Segues are weird. Well, I went and watched Demon Slayer, right?
So we're watching Demon Slayer. By the way, that's just going to be the way that I can tell you guys that this episode's going off the rails. I'll just say, so we're watching Demon Slayer.
So we're watching Demon Slayer. No, I watched the premiere and it was awesome in theaters and it was great. So what does that have to do with anything? Not a lot. Anyways, so while we were going to Philippines, I did actually have one way to go from Demon Slayer to the Parasite, but I forgot it along the way. So let's just jump right into it. Just for a bit. I know we're a bit farther into it, so we'll probably keep it slightly concise. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, I don't have too much to talk about it. It was really good. While I was on my flight to Philippines, I just watched Parasite because it was the show among the triangle of shows that you gave to me, of which, you know, when Cameron was here, we traded shows with each other, right? So I finished Cameron's show, which was Cyberpunk, great show, and then I watched Parasite, both of these on my flight, and it was really good. It came out in 2014, I think. I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right. Yeah.
2014, and it was really popular when I started watching anime. Now in 2014, I was watching more cultured anime, so I didn't really watch Parasite or anything like that. I was too busy watching To Love Her in High School DxD. But Parasite was super popular back in the day, and for good reason, because it was really good. It had the right amount of gore. You know, it was very, and the story was really nice and pleasant. And I look back into it, and man, it was really like it. This is not the meat of it, but it really appealed kind of to that edgy teen fantasy. You know?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
can see that. Yeah.
Like for people who don't get it, maybe I'll still go through a summary. I guess that's how we do it. Since this time around, I'm watching a show that you recommended, so this, you know, it's kind of an opposite day now.
Yeah.
So Parasite, alien motherfucker comes in, right? And then at a certain point, we're deeming them as parasites, but this is not yet until a bit later. And the alien tries to. It's like they call it a snake. It's more like a little semen thing, and it tries to enter. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Maybe slam the MAL rather, MLA formatting, and then it tries to enter MC, the main character's arm, of which to go from his arm to his brain and then control him via brain, right? Take over his body and then become parasite things. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out because main character Dude Man realizes it's happening and then cuts circulation in his arm with headphones. Does this actually work? I don't know. It seemed to work. I don't think you can cut circulation that fast, but I don't know. That's just it was fine. It's whatever. And then because of that, the parasite buddy was only able to take over his right hand, his right hand, instead of his actual body. Parasite buddy been named Migi, and let's get his name. Can you scroll down? All right, Izumi. Yeah, Shinchi. We'll call him Izumi for now because it's easier for me to say. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it's just the misadventures of him finding other parasites in the world, of some of which have also failed to infect, I guess, the brain and the whole body. But most of which have infected the whole body. And it is quite a ride, I would say. A lot of death, a lot of really, really, really gory moments, and a lot of
murder.
A lot of matter-of-factness.
Yeah.
But man, it was really good.
Dude, I'm so glad you liked it. Like,
Yeah,
that makes me really happy.
It's always great when you recommend an anime and they say it's good.
Right?
Yeah. Or even a show. Recommend a show and they're like, it was all right. You're like, oh, man.
You didn't appreciate it for the same reasons I did.
Man. Come on, man. It's
Come
not,
on.
I mean, it's fine. You can like whatever you want, but I'm like, man, I really like this. So, you know. It happens every now and then. It's all good.
I know that when I first watched Parasite and I initially recommended it to you, you were like, it's really gory and I don't really know how I feel about it. I was like, fair enough, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's different, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like it or I didn't want to watch it because I didn't like it. It was gory. And it was gory. I feel, and I think I said this in the podcast or in the stream, episode 100, that will be uploaded at some point.
Hopefully before this one.
I would hope so as well, yes. I was watching on the plane, and it was a 3-seater plane, so I feel really bad for the poor old Asian lady that was sitting to the left of me who had to watch it with me while I was watching it on the big screen iPad. Not even my phone, an iPad. Bam! Right on the little table, buddy.
That's so funny.
Sorry, lady.
Just watching brutal animated murder right next to an old lady.
Mm-hmm. Here's the reason why I was fine with it. And this is in the same vein as Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk is also really gory. I would even argue gorier. Gorier? More gory. gorilla. But
Goror.
But Parasite was still really gory, and I think more prominent in gore in the sense that it just happened left and right. That being said, a lot of murder, a lot of blood, a lot of showing. I was fine with it because it didn't, and this is a conversation I mentioned before, it didn't feel too real.
Yeah.
It felt, I mean, the emotions and everything was still there, of course, but the actual act of the killing and then bloodshed was not, it was really fantastical. And I was able to cope with that, and with that I was able to continue watching. Some of it was still pretty rough, but in general, it was way easier.
So, another thing too that I find was really good about Parasite was the fact that most of the gore was kind of necessary. Like, it wasn't just like a bunch of people dying and all of that kind of stuff for no reason. It all kind of played a part in the plot of the show.
Well, the thing that I was going to criticize immediately was they kind of just killed a lot of people. And that's usually a fine thing because I think, especially now, I see that depending on what kind of story you're going for, you can have a thing where there's few deaths, like very few deaths, so the minimal amount of deaths mean a lot. Or you can have a lot of deaths, which would kind of portray to what kind of show you're about to enter. Where death is going to happen, and there's a lot of deaths, and it emphasizes just how dangerous these parasites are. Because if nobody was dying, then how bad of a threat are they? No, people are getting massacred.
Right.
You know, like the whole the school sequence.
Oh,
when
yeah.
When I forget his. I mean, he's here. Hold on, let me see. What's fuckface's name? I don't know. Okay, he's
Shinichi.
not.
Wait.
Shinichi, no. Fuckface. The transfer student or whatever. I don't know. I can't find him. He's not in the main part. You don't have to find it. It's all good. Just fuckface, right? He turns into literal fuckface after getting hit with paint stripper, which was a funny sequence. Not funny for the rest of the school because half his grade got massacred. Spoilers real quick, by the way. So that was a really interesting scene just to kind of show, I think, almost humanity in a way, because the surviving students really were really fucked afterwards, or well, especially during it. That was really fucked. Oh man. Yeah, it was really. I don't know. I honestly, okay, I'm gonna say this because this is gonna be really controversial. You know who I really liked?
Who?
You know who I really liked? I like Kana a lot. The crazy bitch.
She was a very captivating character.
You could be serious about it. You can say whatever you want about her. Go ahead. I know it's an unpopular opinion.
I mean, her character was interesting, but I feel like in the grand scheme of the plot, like it was kind of like there was no point in her.
What do you mean?
I mean, she as a character, like she understood that Shinichi was a parasite.
Yeah. Well, without really understanding.
Wow. Right.
Well, actually, no. I guess he did end up telling her at some point, right?
But at the same time,
he told her about certain things that happened, but not that he himself was a parasite. That's right.
Yeah,
I think I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, she was a crazy bitch.
She was fucking
psychotic.
Oh,
she was fucking nuts. Hey, come on, Zach. She's just a young girl in love. It's all good, you know. Had you ever taken the hair of someone you plucked from and then tied it around your ring finger and then fantasized about them?
Riding a horse.
That was so funny. I just watched that shit in the plane. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. She's fucking crazy. What I like about her is just her character and her position in the plot. Because although she had a really big meaning to the main character Izumi, he still, after, again, spoilers, after she died, she got impaled.
Vlad the Impaler.
You're right. He still didn't cry for her, even though he really felt, very strongly about her. Mm-hmm. And the whole funeral scene where he didn't cry or anything, or he was the one who found her and all that, and then dude bro man that was kind of stalking her, well, although she was stalking him, so who's the bad guy, the blonde hair guy, gangster guy, you know, was able to feel really emotional about her death too, and that added more layers to it as well. It was her character was a really I found her plot point to be really good, despite how crazy she was. She was an interesting character in Izumi's development.
Yeah,
because that scenario was that why you know, leading up to that point, after he turned, I mean, we talked about it in a bit, but after he turned into super ego boy, right?
Yeah,
cool dude, but Giga Chad mode, you know,
main pro tag
mode, you know, he after from being bitch boy to, you know, Giga Chad, he lost his emotion to feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
To feel sorrow and love and that, right? So her death was him realizing that why didn't I cry?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely felt these emotions, but why didn't I cry? So I liked that character for her role. Although she was still a crazy bitch.
Yeah,
she was very wacky.
She was batshit.
She was fucking crazy, but I liked her.
I can see why you liked her. I mean,
main girl's still the best girl, of course.
Oh, of course.
You know, and she's played by my favorite character, Hanazawa Kana, or my favorite voice actress, Hanazawa Kana. So, you know, naturally.
Of course.
But I like Kana as a character.
Yeah, I think the point that you made that she basically was used as a representation of his lack of empathy after all of the crazy shit that happened. Because, like, you look at the first Parasite, it was like the dog or whatever, the flying.
It was the flying dog, yeah.
The flying dog. He was freaking out. He was panicking. He was like, "Oh my god, you just killed that thing." And then Migi was like, "Get over it." And then, you know, now he's over it.
Yeah, now he's over it. When with that sequence when that dead dog, he just threw it in the trash.
Yeah,
like, damn. that was really funny. But yeah, that's another example of well, I forget what the reason was. It was during the hospital thing, right? What was the reason? I can't remember when he
threw the dog away.
No, when he turned into Giga Chad, because he left. It was when his mom died, right? His mom dies, and his dad is in the hospital in another town. He goes over there to see his dad, right? Kinda. It was a whole progression. No, it was because his mom died. His mom. This is spoiler talk, by the way. I don't know if that is obvious. His mom dies, and then his mom meets him at his own house, right? And then his mom kills him as a parasite, right? Because the parasite takes over his mom. Very tragic. Anyways, his mom kills him, and then Migi is forced to transfer, I guess, cells or something to his heart. Yeah. Directly, rather than just only controlling his hand, which was a fun sequence as well. The way they explained it is really fun. And then that increased his human capabilities, I guess. He no longer had to wear glasses anymore. He became fucking shredded, you know, as you do. Again, that male teen fantasy thing.
I loved that shit.
It's so funny.
He pulled the Peter Parker where he was like...
He really did! He literally did the Peter Parker thing. That's so funny. And then he went to the mirror and then pulled the Spider-Man dance.
I don't think he did that.
And then he left and he saw his girl and she said, "Where are you going?" He said, "Pizza time." And then he ran off. It's pizza time. But it was that sequence of when he turned into Giga Chad mode. I think, what was it? He did end up killing his mom as a parasite while he was there. So that would have been, I'm pretty sure, his first like actual kill, I guess at that point. Or something like that.
Imagine having to kill your own mom. That'd be fucked.
Yeah. Oh man. What was cool about not killing your mom, but what was cool about the title sequence, I really like the title sequence. It showed literally everything that happened in the show.
Literally, yeah.
Literally everything that happened in the show. And it's so cool looking back at it. Like, there was when the song is great, obviously. The song is fantastic. And then as the chorus hits, it shows a sequence of Kana, right, in this kind of dream world, and then shows a close-up of her face. and then her face turns into his mom's face, and then his mom gets slashed or whatever. And in the show, his mom gets killed, same exact way, this slashing of her face, and kind of gets killed as well. Very cool. Things like that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So basically, if you watch the intro sequence, you've seen all of the, like, a snippet of every single plot point.
Well, but the thing is, people say that, and they're like, oh, wow, the title sequence spoils a lot of things, but usually it doesn't because you don't understand yet. So that's why I don't have a problem with that. Because I didn't understand. I had an idea, because that was a little obvious, like the you know.
Yeah.
At least for the mom, but even though I knew that if that was going to happen, the way they wrote it and the way they died was still good.
That's fair.
You know, it's fine. It's whatever. I think, excuse me, character death in a show, 9 out of 10 times you can tell. Like, you know it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's the 1 out of 10 times really impactful, but the 9 out of 10 times, like, it's going to happen. It's fine. It's a matter of how they're going to build it up, so even though you know it's going to happen, you're still going to feel it.
Yeah, and the idea of, I know it's going to happen, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. Those are good things.
You don't know why it's going to happen.
Exactly. Those are bad things.
Who it's going to happen.
Who's well, you know who. Where it's going to happen. How it's going to happen. Etc. Etc. Things like that. So it was good. What did you like about the show, Zach?
There was a lot of stuff I liked about it. I think Migi as a character...
Oh, his character is so cool.
Was just so captivating.
Mm-hmm.
Because... You know, he was like super calloused and emotionless.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Izumi? Yeah. When he started to like turn that way, and then Migi became the moral compass, like that's how you knew like, oh shit, like things have gone sideways.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool, and the way that they tied up Migi's character was really, really cool. And I'm not going to get into that because it was just... well, I mean, we've already talked spoiler territory, but...
Yeah, we're on spoiler territory. Okay, I didn't like the last episode. I felt like it was not necessary. Okay, maybe... Okay, the Migi going away or whatever, like kind of removing himself from Izumi Garage. That's fine. What I didn't like... was the random showing of Serial Killer Boy. Super random. I don't know. I thought it was really random. Even though, okay, the reason why I think it's random is because he was, even up until the ending point, where the serial killer, Uragami, that guy, when he was introduced as this really batshit crazy guy who can tell the difference between a normal human and a parasite, right, just by looking at them, their actions, right? Mm-hmm. Even all the way up until the end, he was just a bad guy. He ended up escaping too. Because he ends up escaping, I don't know, again, I don't know how the manga goes, but he has a potential to have an antagonist arc around him. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't happen. It's just one episode. He pops up randomly and holds Murano hostage, main girl. And then he gets punched in the face, and then... Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. That's the end of him. Mm-hmm. But he had the potential to have a whole arc around him.
Right.
Not even as a parasite, but just as a creepy guy. A creepy guy that could, again, I haven't read the manga. A creepy guy that could work on his own, work with parasites, or he has the ability to know the difference between a parasite and a non-parasite. That could be useful in him even negotiating with parasites or not, or identifying parasites that he has to fight. And Izumi, who no longer has Migi as his right hand, has to take that on. Who doesn't have parasite powers anymore. Theoretically.
That would be really fascinating.
Right? That would have been fun. But that didn't happen. Instead, Izumi and Murano, they finally get a happy life. Izumi combs down his fuckboy hair and, they live a happy life, and then everything is good, and then she gets kidnapped again for no reason.
And thrown off a fucking building.
Yeah, for no reason. I don't know. I thought it. I'm never really critical about. I try and overanalyze, so I would never be critical over an episode. But I just felt like it was not necessary.
I mean, that's a fair.
Because I think it ended fine.
Yeah.
It ended fine. That's the only reason why I didn't like the last episode. I still watched it. I still thought it was fine. I just felt like it was not necessary as all. Because,
That's
okay,
fair.
there's a breakdown of what happened, right?
I love
Mickey
how
goes away. Yeah.
I love how you have such disdain for this one episode that you're gonna do a play-by-play.
I am going to do a play-by-play. It's going to be a play-by-play.
Continue.
Miggy is in his dream state. He's like, hey, I'm going to peace out, right? And then usually when Miggy talks to Izumi in a dream state, Izumi forgets, but Izumi doesn't forget this time. And then a time shift happens. And then now they're probably graduated at this point. Izumi and Murano are thing, and they're outside and things, relationship, dating, whatever the fuck, right? And then she gets swept aside by serial killer boy, and then Izumi chases them all the way to a rooftop. Serial killer boy has her as hostage with a switchblade or something, I don't know. And then they do a monologue for like 15 minutes, or they have a conversation for 15 minutes. And then, I don't know. It was just like, after literally everything that happened. This is the reason why I have a problem with it. They just finished, like, dealing with a really massive parasite fight.
Yeah.
Like a really big one. Literally the arc ender. All right? What is this? It's so random, and it felt so weird. I get why. It was just showing, Miggy not being there anymore, but Miggy still being able to help if needed to be, which, Miggy was able to grab Moreno from falling or whatever. Yeah, sure. But I just had so much, I felt like there was more potential for Serial Killer Boy to have his own arc around him.
I agree with that.
That is all. I'm not going to say it's bad because of it. I'm just saying that it was definitely a missed opportunity. But then again, they're just ending it there. So it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Parasite was definitely one of those shows for me, at least, that reignited my intrigue with anime and all of that kind of stuff.
It's good.
Just because, like, it was so cool because that was the first show I really seeked out on my own. And so it was really fun to just kind of strike gold and then be able to share that with you.
I'm glad. Yeah, I don't think I ever proposed it to you. I think you just went for it. I think. Maybe I mentioned it, but I don't know. I feel bad because I wanted to talk about the mom, the Tamiya Ryoko. Oh, I feel bad. I really liked her. Ah, well. It is what it is. She was a good character. And if you want to know why she's a good character, you should watch Parasite.
I agree. And if you liked this episode, click like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We have a lot of episodes now. So if you want to hear us talk about random shit, there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it, yes. Check out the links in the description. I didn't know it was on me. Check the link in the description. You guys know the vibes. Check out me and Zach. Check out the Spotify if you're an audio listener. And yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode. You can check out the last episode that we talked about. What the fuck did we talk about?
I don't even know.
I don't know what we talked about. It was literally like 3 days ago. I already forgot. But it is what it is. Oh, you know what? No, fuck that. Go watch episode 100. 100 was a really fun episode where we had Jackson on. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching.
You're not on yourself.
What?
Bonk.
Oh, no. Damn it.
Producer Zach.